much complex.
Recently, Rushenyi County Member of Parliament Naomi Kabasharira expressed interest in causing an amendment to the Constitution to significantly reduce the number of MPs from the current 557. Her proposal is highlighted in a letter obtained by NTV originating from the Speaker's chambers to the Attorney General.
The financial muscle that we are taking as MPs is quite big.
A limited 3 minutes allocated to MPs who chance to catch the eye of the Speaker is another factor for this amendment. She suggested that the reduction could be achieved by allocating each of the 146 districts 2 parliamentary seats.
I want to tell you that there is no guarantee that even if they say 2 members, or even if we just leave it, there is no guarantee that all of them will come. Because the experience that I have, in the 9th Parliament, 90% of MPs did not come back.
There appears to be a strong support for the amendment.
Now what we need to do is we go and look at Western, which has about 280 members of parliament. So for us as members of parliament from our region, we welcome this idea. And we are going to just simply say, we are going to reduce the numbers so that we have a quota. Every region gets a quota.
So it means even with a reduced number, the work of legislation can go on. Of course, it is fair enough to have 1 man per district and 1 woman per district without compromising the minority rights.
But the Buhweju County Member of Parliament, Francis Mwijuche, says there is little chance of gerrymandering for the purpose of stopping patronage.
People must come and say, if it was not for him to give us this constituency, I wouldn't be a member of parliament. If it was not for him to give us this district, I wouldn't be chairman of C5. So at the end of the day, the president is a king of sorts. He's the one who gives, he's the one who takes away. He's a god of sorts. And so nobody can convince him, because then that will be taking away his power.
The letter signed by the Speaker, Anita Among, captures 3 other proposed amendments to do with the amendment of Schedule 4 to recognize unrecognized tribes in Uganda like Sabot. Another proposal is to have the president compelled to remove a censured minister. However, members of the opposition have hinted at proposals for electoral reforms. Unfortunately, there are fears that proposals may never surface on the floor of Parliament. It is fueled by the decision to have proposals for constitution amendment forwarded to the Attorney General.
Imagine that the Speaker is speaking broadly and calling on the executive to do their work. However, it should not in any way be construed as gagging or stopping individual MPs from making their legislative roles.
Where the government is a bit reluctant, a member has the latitude to also bring a private member's bill in the interest of Ugandans. So I feel this is, we should leave the status quo, that this should remain, because that is our mandate as members of parliament.
They envisage that if the government presents the bill, it could be at a time when it is too late to have meaningful amendment.
It is foolhardy for anybody to imagine that the government will propose reforms for a free and fair election in this country, yet according to those in the government, a free and fair election would facilitate their living power. And so the status quo as it is keeps them in power.
We are in a 2 weeks break. We can only hope that immediately we resume, the minister should be able to table before Parliament the steps that have been taken to have a Constitutional Review Commission in place. If that does not happen, then we should be able to bring up any bills that we may have.
The Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Norbert Mao, has previously told Parliament that the process for the creation of a Constitutional Review Commission was underway.
Is that we are at the initial stages of establishing the Constitutional Review Committee or Commission. That is what I know as a member of Cabinet.
Each term of office has always come with demands for constitutional amendments, and this is said to be necessitated by the dynamic aspirations of society and sometimes compelled by the decisions from the courts of law. Jackson Onyango, NTV, Parliament.